Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a project that I shared with you a couple of months ago, but this time I went on to Pinterest to find an easier way to do it. And so we're going to, excuse the noise, my neighbors shut the door and the whole building shook. Today we're going to be using one strip versus two strips, and we're going to be making some bows. I have two Halloween swaps that I'm a part of. One is You've Been Booed, and another one is a private Halloween pocket letter swap. And so I'm a little bit behind on both of them. And I just want to go ahead and get started and share with you. So this is the completed project that I worked on yesterday, and this is just one strip. And so I'm going to share with you what they are. These strips are 1 inch by 8 inches. Let me see. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, they're 1 strip by 10 inches. So what I did is I used this paper pack, which is the American Craft Hocus Pocus that I just had to have. And once I got it in my possession, I was like, these papers aren't that attractive. And I've noticed that a lot of the papers don't look that good because, it's only a few pages that you really can work with. And I've torn a lot of these out, but I like this one because I can cut these out in circles and make these into paper clips. I like the candy corn. For Halloween it is. I like the pumpkin. I like this one. This one I'm not too fond of. And this is just like celestial. And then I like this one a lot. I really love that one. And then I like the skulls, of course. I like the skulls, right? And then I like the spider web. And then the other ones, like these just patterns, you can use for anything other than, like, this would be a good fall project, this one and this one. And the papers are coordinating, but they're a little bit off in my opinion. And I want to show you why I say that. So I pulled out, I think 4 or 5 different papers because I was going to make the two-piece bows. But then I chose not to. And so I cut these out. And maybe I just picked the wrong papers because these papers are not that attractive, like I said, in my opinion. I'm just grabbing all of the ones from this little stack I have over here. So I pulled out these 2 right here. Or 3, duh. And then I got these. And if you can tell, I was going to use this paper with this one and then this one, but this orange is a lot lighter than these oranges, as well as the backs. So like I said, I'm going to pull out probably my scallop punch, or even this, what are they calling this punch? I don't know what the name of this is. Oh, real estate sign punch. So this punch right here, and I'm going to punch out some of these owls, and we'll see how that works out. If not, I'll use my scallop punch. My scallop punch has been like my go-to punch. I really love this thing, and I got this from Michael's, I believe, when they had buy one, get one half off or something like that. So I want to try that. If that doesn't work, no worries, because I have a few requirements in the swap that I'm in. You have to send 13 items because it's like the 13 days of Halloween. So that's what I want to do. I've already pre-cut these out because I was working on this yesterday, but this morning I'm running behind schedule a little bit because my little guy woke up at 2 something. So I'm going to let him sleep before I take him to daycare. Today is my last day off before I have to go back to my job. And right here I wrote down what you're going to do. And I'll show that. And so it's 2, 5, and 2. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And I've just been using these bling dots. And this comes from the Halloween sequin pack that I got from Michael's, the Creatology. And look how much this stuff costs. So get it when it's on clearance, or if you have a good coupon like the 60% off they recently had, that would be good. And I was only trying to use the white or diamond or clear, whatever you want to call it, to use that one. I also have a bag of bling from Joann Fabric, and for whatever reason, they don't have a lot of clear or diamond colored or bling. They do have green and such, but I want to just stay with the white or the diamond. We'll just call it the diamond one. So these are all cut at 10 inches. So they're 1 inch by 10 inch. And I love that they're 1 inch by 10 inch, but I think that these bows are a tad bit on the big side. The recipients, of course, they can do whatever they want to do with it. The only thing that I don't like is when because you know, I don't, if you receive packages from me, you know that I kind of suck at presentation. I'm working on it, but it's going to take a long time, I see. So when you get it, the stuff, I don't like for it to be flat. I don't like for you to have to rework the things that I send to you, but, you know, I digress. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to cut this at the we're going to punch at the 2 inch mark. You can see, yep. I love this punch board, as I always tell you, so thank you so much, Tracy. I really appreciate that. If you go to Pinterest and you find this, it tells you not to push the paper all the way to the back, but I do because mine is 1 inch, not half an inch or things like that. And then the next one you're going to cut at the 5 inch mark. And this is where you have to be careful at. If you make a mistake, you may be off a little bit, but that's okay. And then you just roll it around, flip it around, or crud. See, that's what I was getting ready to do. And then 2 inch. And now what you're going to do is, I've just been taking my finger and kind of doing like this, but you're going to bring the bows in like that and glue them down. So now what I do is I just put this right in the center like I think it is, and I have my tail. The kids are waiting outside for their school bus. So that is the little boys. They don't even live, I have neighbors downstairs, but I guess the school bus picks up where other kids come, which is great, you know. The only thing I don't like is in the afternoon when I come home from work. Like, sometimes I come home later than I get off. I'll come home like 5 or 4 or 5. And they're in the middle of the parking lot. And I guess their parents haven't taught them that cars can hurt you. So I always park on the edge, which is fine, you know. I don't have a problem with walking. It just bothers me that they don't understand to move out the daggone way. But that's okay. I'm not sure when I will post this video because I still have a lot of videos that need to come up first, that need to be unprivate. But I want to say thank you to everyone that's been asking how I'm doing. I feel a lot better, and I think daily is going to get better. I have decided to let go of all the things that I had a problem with. And pray. Been praying a lot more than normal, I guess, because whenever something I feel stressed out about, I'll just pray. And so it's been working. Of course, prayer helps, and all the well wishes, of course, help. And I can only do what I can do, which is something I have to remind myself on a daily basis. You cannot take on the world. That is not your mission in life. And so that's what I've decided to do. I have been watching a lot of videos, trying to catch up on old subscriptions, videos that I'm subscribed to, people that I'm subscribed to. So if you see a random comment, just know that I'm trying. And I'm also trying to do research on some things that I have in mind. Like, I really want to make an album before the year's over. So just stay tuned for that. I've mailed out almost all the packages that I said I was going to mail to people. And then some of the stuff that I was supposed to send to people, I've lost it. Like, I've moved it because my aunt was here, and I have a 2-bedroom, and the second bedroom is for the baby. and she didn't want to sleep in my bed, so she slept on the couch. So a lot of stuff, and you all know that I crafted in the living room, so I couldn't really craft while she was here. Even though she said the light didn't bother her, I thought that was just plain rude to do that. This, in my opinion, takes less time than the two-piece, but at the same time, whenever you're and I realize this, some crafts I do not like, and some crafts I love. I like crafting that's fun, quick. I think I like quick crafts. That's probably why a lot of my craft cards that I make are very simple and basic cards. Nothing too fancy, not a lot of intricacy. Because I want to see the project quickly. I want to see the really quick project. Also, I had talked to you all about these pieces that I said you could keep these and make something with that. And Berry Crafty Bonet had showed me where some lady, I think she was on Pinterest, not Pinterest, Instagram. She actually uses these pieces to make beautiful little flowers. That's so awesome. I'm going to throw mine in the trash though. Just because if you decide to do this way, even though I didn't create this, I do recommend you punching your pieces first, the sides first, and not doing your tails first. The only reason why I say that, I will actually show you one, and maybe it's just me, but I get off very easily, off track. I'll mess up something quick. And so for me, when I punch my tails first, it just messes me all the way up, and I want to show you that. Because we're going to go ahead and glue these down, and we'll be finished with this project. Because I think I'm only going to send them four or five, and I'll do the rest off camera, because the other ones I'm just going to send prefabricated, and they, because it's more than one person, can do whatever they want. So right here, I'm going to show you why I don't like doing it this way first. Of course, you can do it however you want. It is your project. So now that I have these ends cut or poked out, I feel like I don't have enough right here. I'm not even sure if this is 2 inches anymore. So, you know, it's all up to you. It's all on how you want to do it. So when I'm punching out the 2 inch, and even with the 5, I just feel like it's not enough to do it properly. Of course, it still comes out, because if you sit here and punched about 20 of them, you'll find. I was watching a video about, because I'm going to make a flower. I'm going to try to do this running stitch. I've watched 4 or 5 tutorials now on that flower. This flower right here. And it's another one that I got in a D-stash that I really want to make. So this is, I think, a running stitch. It has to be a running stitch, and I really want to make this. And I think that this flower is easy for me to make, but this flower is just so beautiful. It's just like, in my head, it's like, oh, that's amazing, that's gorgeous. And maybe that's why I'm hesitant. Okay, so we're going to use this glue runner, because it's thin and you don't have to worry about glue and wet glue and all of that other nonsense, in my opinion. And then we're going to get out some bling pieces. I tend to just reach in and grab whatever I feel that I need. And we will be using this embellishment glue right here. And I'm going to show you how I've done that. I chose to do that on this piece. You could use your finger. You could use a roller. You could use anything that's round to make this rounder, if you so choose to do that. One of these projects is going international. Another one is local. So I think the international project will probably not make it there as intended. And I just squeezed this down, and they look like little frogs now. So now what you're going to do, what I do for this piece, let's make sure we're in frame, is, let's see if this glue works. I just put some glue right here. And I think that this is a lot easier than getting, well, I won't say glue, but it is a glue. It's adhesive, but I don't want to use the wet glue, I should say, right there. And there you have your bow. Now what I'm going to do is I want to take this jewel, because this is embellishment glue, even though it's from the Dollar Tree. That is what it's sold as, embellishment glue. And this glue works wonders. I never would have purchased this glue until I met Elemental Designs, and she, you know, she talks about it all the time. It's one of her favorite glues. It does dry very quickly, which is awesome. I'm just poking my nozzle. I've been not a good steward of some of my crafts lately. I didn't clean it properly last time I used it. And so I have to poke it. I think I'm going to go on AliExpress or eBay and purchase another one of these, because I think Nail Art Queen posted a comment saying that she had got this with like 4 or 5 different openings, and that would be great, because that is one of the problems, that this opening is so thin. If you want to use on bigger projects, you have a problem. Well, I do. Alright, so I'm just going to hold this down some. You probably could use your adhesive tape as well if you wanted to. Just going to hold this down, and then, because I know that glue takes a little while to dry, even though it's quick drying glue, I just move on to the next project. So what I like to do is, like I told you, I like to do the assembly line process. So I'm going to put the glue up and then round this, and you can use your hand. This part doesn't really matter, because you can make a flat bow if you liked, but this is how it looks at the end. And I think I had a problem with the bow because it kind of looks floppy right here. These little tails look floppy, but at the same time, the person that's receiving this, they're going to be doing, you know, you're going to put this on a project, so the floppiness of the bow really shouldn't matter. I don't think it should matter. And again, we're just going to do this glue runner, adhesive runner, and you could apply as much adhesive or not as you want. The problem with applying a lot of adhesive, as I just did, and I hope you saw that, is that inside of your bow, if you press down on it, that is what will happen. It will be super flat on those edges. So you have to keep that in mind. And since I flattened it down, you can take a pencil and make it big. Really, you know, you don't need all of that. You can do whatever you need to make your bow do whatever it needs to do. You can do this. This paper is an okay weight, so you can do whatever you like. Also, if you want to get your tails from flopping, you can just put some glue right there, or some tape, whatever you choose to do. You can do that. I think that I'm going to go through my box. Even though I haven't finished packing, I did pack up my box of crafts that I was going to keep while I packed up all my stuff, and take out my Halloween paper, because Halloween is like a week away as I make this video. And I've only swapped with 2 people, and I did, you know, the Halloween hop. This Spooktacular Halloween hop. So it's not like I need to do any more things, and no one's contacted me and said they want to do a Halloween swap. So I might just take that out or leave it, because if you keep, for me, I don't like to work on the same project every day. I get bored with it very, very, very quickly, and then I want to put the entire project down. When you cut your inches, make sure you cut your 1 inches properly. If you notice, some of mine are thinner right here, Like this is large and then this one is smaller because I think once I got closer to the end of the paper, I was having a harder time making sure that the paper was up and done properly. So just keep that in mind when you are crafting your project, when you're cutting the paper. And of course, you know, I don't really care for my cutting board, but it does the job. You just have to be more aware of it, that it's not going to do what you want it to do. But I think, I've said that I think that that cutting board is off a bit. So I'm not sure how the We Are Memory Keepers American craft companies work, if they have different locations or if they have one central hub and they send everything out and they just label it different, because you know We Are Memory Keepers and American Crafts are the same people. Well, I wouldn't say this. Well, they are the same people. They just have different names. Because when I contacted the company, it contacted the Simplicity company, and you know Simplicity is the patterns, the fabric patterns for sewing. So I was like, why am I contacting them? But if you look at the back of any of your tools that you own, you'll notice that it's a lot of companies fall under a certain company. Even, let's see, Simplicity was Wilton. I think Simplicity is Wilton, and that's the cake. I consider them the cake people. So you just have to keep that in mind. Sometimes when you do too much, and this is myself in as well, you don't always get the best product that you want. And so, you know, Bose makes speakers, nothing else. There may be different kinds of speakers, but their goal is to make sure you have good sound. A few companies are single functioning companies, but they do so great on those single functioning companies that you don't have to worry about a lot of that. Also, when you're doing this, make sure that your adhesive is good to go. You don't want it to pull apart. This unfortunately says repositional, interchangeable. So when it says repositional, hopefully it doesn't mean that I can pull this apart and do other things. Once it's locked in, hopefully it's locked in. It is 7 o'clock here at my time, and I'm watching the news, and the sound is on 1, which is good. Sometimes watching the news is just so depressing. And I think that when I was growing up, you know, I'm an older person, that it wasn't as much crime going on. And I want to say that that's because social media had nothing to do with it. Crime wasn't so accessible. You couldn't turn on a TV and hear or tweet and repost and go on Facebook and Instagram. So I think that a lot of things that we are more privy to has to do with technology. I wrote about that in one of my college classes. I love technology and I hate technology. That's why I was so hesitant to get an Instagram account, but I do like having Instagram for multiple reasons, because it's kind of like texting. I mean, I have everyone's phone number in my phone, but if I have your Instagram, I can tag you in crazy pictures and do things, you know, different things. We can chat about random craziness. Whereas you may not be so prone to texting on your cell phone all the time with me. But, you know, in Instagram, you can respond whenever you want. You can choose not to respond as well. That's always an option. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pull out these jewels. And I'm not applying the glue on all of the pieces. I'm only applying the glue in the center. And the reason why I just want it in the center is because I'm heavy-handed when it comes to application of liquid glue. And since I'm so heavy-handed, I definitely do not want to let the glue ooze out all over. And I'm just going to sit these on the side and let them dry. Hopefully you don't mind. I know a lot of people, when they make embellishments, they will fast forward through their sections. I really don't like doing that. I prefer just to make something with you all, because it's kind of like, you know, we're crafting and chatting. That's what I always do. So that's why I talk so much on my videos, because it's like, you know, you're sitting next to me or across from me at a table and you're crafting something too. That's why I like it, because I don't have any friends in person in this area that I can craft with. So you all are my friends, and, you know, you leave comments and you tell me, you know, people say, oh, I have that same thing, or I have the same problem, and I have this issue with that. So that is why I do it. I will skip through, or I'll pause it and just go ahead and create and then unpause it like that in some instances. So now we're just applying our little bling on here, and all of them are going to be diamonds. I don't know if this is, I don't know what these are called. I mean, because they look like diamonds, but you know they're not real, and diamond has a different shape. Clear, because this is purple bling or jewels. Let's see what they call them. They call them gems. So this clear gem, I guess, is what we're going to talk about. I mean, use. And I'm letting those dry. And even though this does dry quickly, like I stated earlier, I usually let it sit on the side and dry completely when I don't have, like, I'm not pressed for a deadline. I am behind on sending out my pocket letter to my swap partner, my private swap partner. But she's very understanding. So she hasn't said I'm gonna kill you yet. So that's awesome. Another thing is, I think I like to take up the whole 33 minutes and 10 seconds on some of my videos, and then on other videos I just like to try not to hold you that long. But I do like chatting with you all. And so, but I'm going to finish these two up, and then we'll be done for this video, because I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of those pieces, and, well, I guess, and then I'll put it in that package when I send it off. But they can add whatever bling they have at home. The Dollar Tree has a big thing of bling, and even though I don't do Dollar Tree hauls, I'm quite sure someone has already hauled it. And showed it. I'll probably show it to you in another video that I'm crafting with. You know, I've been discussing this with my friends off camera, but some people, I don't know if you're one of those people, but some people, you know, shop just to shop. I am a shopper to just to shop, but I don't have to buy everything anymore. I used to be like, I have to have it, I have to have it. Now, if it's clearance, and it's like $2 to $3 less than what it normally would be, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Unless I don't really need it. Like, a lot of people are showing those Hobby Lobby hauls, which Hobby Lobby did have a great clearance last week, which is awesome. I did pick up that rotary cutter. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Something's going on in Florida. Hopefully it's something people can get a hold or a grasp on. But when you don't have everything you need, people, we do turn into that mob mentality person. So that's crazy. I didn't address it earlier in the video, but now that we're getting ready to close this video, I do want to have you keep all the people that's affected by all these natural disasters in your mind, in your prayers and your thoughts. Please, if you can, pray for rain in the dry areas. Not a lot of rain, but enough rain that they can get these fires out. The ground can be damp. They can start to recover what they need to recover. as well as the places that are still underwater, without electricity, without food, without everything. If you can, donate something, donate something. If you can't afford it, praying helps. Prayer will change a lot of things. We don't always think about it, but prayer will definitely change more stuff than we realize. But we have to be strong in our convictions about the things we want to change. We can't falter. We can't waver. We have to just stay convicted with knowing that every time we pray, things will change and things will get better. I want to say thank you all for being here, supporting me throughout this crafty journey. As I told you, I have a lot more in store for you. When I get to Texas, I won't have a job. I will be going to school though, but I'm going to try to do a lot of crafting. So thank you all for watching. Happy crafting.